The Judgment of Solomon refers to a story from the Hebrew Bible in which King Solomon of Israel ruled between two women, both claiming to be the mother of a child, by tricking the parties into revealing their true feelings. It has become an archetypal example of argument to moderation and that of an impartial judge displaying wisdom in making a ruling. Biblical narrative. The story is recounted in 1 Kings chapter 3 verses 16 to 28. Two young women who lived in the same house and who both had an infant son came to Solomon for a judgment. One of the women claimed that the other, after accidentally smothering her own son while sleeping, had exchanged the two children to make it appear that the living child was hers. The other woman denied this, and so both women claimed to be the mother of the living son and said that the dead boy belonged to the other. After some deliberation, King Solomon called for a sword to be brought before him. He declared that there was only one fair solution. The live son must be split in two, each woman receiving half of the child. Upon hearing this terrible verdict, the boy's true mother cried out, "O Lord, give the baby to her, just don't kill him." The liar, in her bitter jealousy, exclaimed, "It shall be neither mine nor yours. Divide it." The king declared the first mother as the true mother, as a true, loving mother would rather surrender her baby to another than hurt him, and gave her the baby. King Solomon's judgment became known throughout all of Israel and was considered an example of profound wisdom. Genre. The story is commonly viewed in scholarship as an instance or a reworking of a folk tale. It is classified as an Thompson tale type 926. Many parallel stories have been found in world folklore. Several suggestions for the genre of the story have been raised. Beyond its characterization as a folk tale, the story is commonly associated with the wisdom genre. Eli Yasif classifies it as a wisdom novella. Edward Lipinski suggests that the story is an example of King's Bench tales, a subgenre of the wisdom literature to which he finds parallels in Sumerian literature. Stuart Lazina classifies it as a law court riddle. Some scholars think that the original folk story underwent significant literary reworking, so that in its current form it can no longer be defined as a folk tale. Jacob Liver notes the absence of any local coloring in the story, and concludes that the story is not an actual folk tale but a scholarly reworking of a folk tale which in some way reached the court circles of Jerusalem in the times of Solomon. Similarly, G. Weissman characterizes it as a wisdom anecdote which originated in the court circles. Jewish interpretation. According to the Midrash, the two women were mother and daughter-in-law, both of whom had borne sons and whose husbands had died. The lying daughter-in-law was obligated by the laws of Yibum to marry her brother-in-law unless released from the arrangement through a formal ceremony. As her brother-in-law was the living child, she was required to marry him when he came of age, or wait the same amount of time to be released and remarry. When Solomon suggested that the infant be split in half, the lying woman, wishing to escape the constraints of Yibum in the eyes of God, agreed. Thus was Solomon able to know who the real mother was. Splitting the baby. The expressions, splitting the baby, or cutting the baby in half, are sometimes used in the legal profession for a form of simple compromise solutions which split the difference in terms of damage awards or other remedies. Representations in art. The Pompon House of the Physician was discovered to be the location of the first known painting of a biblical story, The Judgment of Solomon. This theme has long been a popular subject for artists and is often chosen for decoration of courthouses. In the Netherlands, many 17th-century courthouses contain a painting or relief of this scene. Elsewhere in Europe, celebrated examples include fresco by Raphael, The Judgment of Solomon by William Blake, etching by Gustave Doré, woodcut by the School of Michael Wohlgemuth in the Nuremberg Chronicle, paintings by Andrea Mantegna, Poussin and Franz Corsa, relief sculpture on the Doge's Palace in Venice by an unknown artist, stained glass window by Jean Chastelain in Saint-Gervais Saint Protais Church of Paris. Other media. The scene has been the subject of television episodes of Dinosaurs, Recess, The Simpsons, the Netflix animated series All Hail King Julian, where a pineapple is cut in two to settle a dispute, the Seinfeld episode The Seven, and Law and Order: Special Victims Unit. It has influenced other artistic disciplines, e.g., Bertolt Brecht's play The Caucasian Chalk Circle and Ronnie Snatching Cat's Baby in EastEnders. The hymn song, Shatter Me with Hope, includes the line, "We'll tear this baby apart, wise like Solomon." A surgical technique that involves dividing the placenta with a laser as a treatment for twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome is named Solomon technique.